Addressing the gender pay gap as a current social issue. Introduction. The gender pay gap is a measure of the position of women in an economy compared to that of men in terms of wages earned for similar work. It is a global workplace problem with both inclusion and diversity concerns. Generally, a host of social and economic factors work together to deny women equal pay similar to a male in fulfilling a similar role. Thus, changes would require a cultural change to remove barriers that inhibit the full and equal participation of women in the workplace. Marginalized group. Globally, women earn 77 cents for every dollar earned by their male counterparts. Additionally, there is an acute underrepresentation of women in decision-making organs in public and private organizations. Compounding the gender pay gap issue is the fact that women take more than 2.5 times more unpaid work than men, and that ensuring equality could take more than 200 years if the current rate is maintained. Further, in the U.S., women earned 84% of what their male counterparts earned according to a Pew Research survey. Among women, Black women earn less than white women, making them the marginalized group. Key message in support of the issue. The gender pay gap is a social issue that requires a concerted effort to overcome. Proponents of solving this problem argue that it is a form of discrimination and should thus be eliminated. They also maintain that it negatively affects the social and economic well-being of a significant portion of working-class women. Further, by concentrating efforts on reducing the gender pay gap, the government of any other organization would be contributing to reducing broader gender inequalities. Finally, proponents maintain that the elimination of the gender pay gap would spur greater participation in the labor market by women. Key areas of opposition. Despite evidence to the contrary, some individuals maintain that the gender pay gap is insignificant, especially when factors such as experience, the number of hours worked, and the level of skill are considered. Further, others maintain that the gender pay gap is a problem faced by women executives and that a majority of women working in lower-level jobs practically earn the same as men. In addition, a skill-by-skill comparison reveals that the gender pay gap is at an extremely low level that could be eliminated in a very short period. Finally, some argue that the promotion of women to higher management would not eliminate the perceived gender pay gap and that a cultural shift that encourages hiring women at all levels is necessary. Global impact of the gender pay gap issue. The gender pay gap is a global problem and not unique to the United States. However, according to the United Nations statistics, while on a global level, women earn 77 cents on average for each dollar earned by their counterparts, in the United States, they earn at least 83 cents. This means that the gender pay gap in the U.S. is lower than the global average due to concerted efforts by the government aimed at its elimination. Further, the gender pay gap has global implications because it fosters discrimination against women and increases the broader problem of gender inequality in society. Challenges the issue present in society and workplace. Compensating someone a lower wage for a similar role primarily because of gender differences is a criminal offense in the U.S. and several other jurisdictions. Additionally, the gender pay gap fosters workplace discrimination between genders, leading to multiple negative consequences. Further, the gender pay gap is a cog in the broader problem of gender inequality that exists in society today. As a consequence of the gender pay gap, individuals feel unfairly treated and it may affect motivation, leading to lower productivity. How awareness of the issue benefits society. The social awareness of the gender pay gap problem prompts an organization to take responsibility for the problem and start looking for solutions to the problem. Further, a problem shared with the members of society is easier to solve because they become part of the solution. Finally, social awareness of the problem is a step in creating and fostering a positive image among members of society. Conclusion. The aha moment while researching the topic has been the realization that the gender pay gap in the U.S. is not as bad as in the rest of the world. Another shocking fact in the research is the fact women do significantly more unpaid work than men, which leads to the gender pay gap. The gender pay gap problem can be solved by prioritizing meritocracy when hiring over other traits, promoting women to more executive roles, and disclosing salary ranges to entice women to negotiate better salaries.